Is that kind of why you go to those big old meetups like the Lone Star, the Bring It Home?
Yeah, the Lone Star, the Bring It Home. Those I do just because I'm a little bit of a wild man
No,
sometimes.
no,
That's
you're
one piece
not.
of me.
No, you're
That's
not.
one
You're not
piece.
a wild man.
But I'll tell you what, man. I will go on a long ride. I'll give you an example. I did a ride at Big Bend State Park in Texas. Beautiful part of the country, incredible. I'm going through it, massive hills, cutting through limestone formations and whatnot. And then I stopped to get gas. And at the gas station, there was another old man. You learn so much from the old guys. And he looked like he might have been homeless. I didn't know, or maybe he lived on the land somewhere. And I started talking to him. And what you start to realize is every person has a nugget of gold that they can share with you, even if 80% of what they're saying sounds just like the wildest, crazy story that cannot possibly be true. And then they'll hit you with one spark.
Yeah.
And that's what you pull from that conversation.
Yep. And then sometimes you see that spark, and then you're like, okay, well, all this 80% bullshit or whatever it is that I can't relate to, it's basically what it is. You just can't relate to it. You see that spark. If you just kind of fan that, if you just like, you're like, oh, okay. So let's say he talked about, the FBI or whatever. It's like you see that light in his eyes shine, but all the other stuff, it didn't shine. You're like, okay, so well, tell me more about that. And it's like, oh, somebody wants to listen to me. Somebody wants to hear something that I truly enjoy. Okay. And then you see like this whole new personality come out. And I think that is big for especially men. And then women get that too. But they're obviously more sociable. But men, it's like, if we could just help each other build that little spark, just that little spark, and focus in on that. Because, I love your stories, man. It seems like you keep running into old people, though.
I love old people, man. I want to be 100 years old myself.
Yes.
Telling people that I used to work for the CIA when I'm at the Harley dealership.
And then hopefully they'll find that little nugget of truth that you're saying.
Or they'll buy me a sandwich, one of the two. I don't know, one of the two. But yeah, man, you just got to get out there and talk to people. Everybody, here's something that I've learned in life that I think has served me so well. And I'm so glad that I learned it at a young age, which was everybody wants to be talked to.
Yeah.
I hear from a lot of YouTubers and they'll say, oh, you know what, Tom, I see you doing, you walk up to somebody at a rally and you ask them some questions and I don't feel comfortable doing that. And I say, well, okay, well, don't do it. But if you want to do it, just recognize that everybody wants to be treated nice. So treat them nice. Yeah. Everybody wants to share something. Everyone has a story. Don't take for granted that they don't want to talk to you just because they're looking forward and trying not to make eye contact with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They might.
And I really started to realize that with my kids. It's like, go say hi. Go talk to this person. And they're like, no, I don't want. It's like the worst thing that can happen is they say no. But then I'm also thinking of my own advice. It's like, I don't talk to people. I'm scared to go talk to somebody because but at the end of the day, they're everyone's nice. And just an example is I told my son to go speak to a father and another kid that were at the skate park because it was our first day there. He didn't know anything. He kind of knew how to ride a scooter. And this kid was just shredding. He was just going crazy, being a badass. And his dad was there, and he was also riding a skateboard and all that stuff. And I was like, go ask him. Ask him how to get in the lip. I don't know. I can't tell you, dude. Yeah. So grab that nugget of wisdom, that gold nugget that they have, their expertise, and go ask him. And he finally did, and it just opened up his world. And I think with motorcycling, like if we're going to equate it to motorcycling, there's just so much people can just ask. Like if you go to a meetup or you go to one of those IMS shows or you go to the dealership or you go to wherever and just ask. Yeah. Ask your question. There's no real dumb questions, and that's the whole point of that inclusivity thing. I think there's more inclusivity. There's more inclusive people, more nice people out there in the motorcycle community than that's led on to be. And
there are.
Just join in. Just join in.
There definitely are, man. I mean, look, if I thought that you were too busy, Dan, to respond to a text when I asked you, "Will you be on my live cast?" I would have never sent that text, and you and I would not be having this awesome discussion today.
Yeah. Wayne Gretzky, man. All
You
the
know, man,
shots, man. All those
you gotta,
shots.
hey, dude, take a shot in the dark every now and then. And I think it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. You know, there's always going to be a devil on our shoulder that says, don't send that email out to your company about the last book you read because
Yeah.
people are going to think you're kissing ass.
Yeah.
Don't send that email because people are going to think you're dumb. Don't send that email because people are going to think you're a know-it-all. But every time you hit send and you send that email, that voice gets a little quieter next time, and then it gets a little quieter next time, and then it gets a little quieter next time. And before you hear it, before you know it, you don't even hear that voice anymore.
Yeah. And then and it goes the other way. If you stop doing that, it gets a little bit bigger, 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 bigger until you're in a hole. Then you got to climb back out. And I think that's where, I think we both know that feeling.
Yeah, we do.
We both know that feeling.
You know, I just got into a book, haven't even started reading it. I listen to a lot of books. I don't even read them. I listen to them. I haven't been able to download this one yet, but I went online on YouTube and typed in the name of the book, learned a lot about it. It's called The War of Art, not the art of war.
Oh.
It's the war of art. And the guy says that anybody who's creative, you will always come against resistance when you're going to make that painting or write that book or do that video. And the resistance is often someone saying, it could be from outside or it could be yourself, saying, someone's already done that idea, or you can't make money that way, or everyone's going to laugh at you. And then he talks about a story of these guys that were in boot camp. And the drill instructor said, behind each and every one of you, you're carrying two wolves. One wolf is fear and one wolf is courage. And with every decision you make, you're feeding one of them and making that one stronger.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that is what we're talking about when we say, go talk to people. You'll get over it. Write that thing. Post that video. You know, you'll get over it.
Oh, yeah. That's, I need to get that book.
The War of Art. Yeah, I do too. The War of Art. Incredible. I'm surprised I hadn't heard about it before. Apparently it's been around for quite some time. Joe Rogan had the author on his podcast.
I was gonna say Stephen Pressfield. I know that guy. I've
watched
him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's I didn't know he made the book. I'll link that in the description.